Go ahead, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, be notified when I put out new stuff. All those things are greatly appreciated. We're going to look at some NFL player props, not specific to prize picks, just the best player props available. NFL Week 1 pass yards. The first player I'm looking at is Jared Goff. His line is 256.5, projection of around 296.21. Let's look at Goff a little closer. We're going to have to look at last year's numbers, of course. We have nothing for this year. And we're just going to have to kind of do a little projection here. As you can see, and we'll look at his last 10 from last year. His last 10 from last year, he only went over 256.5, 3 out of 10 games. So you kind of got to look at what's changed with the team. They lost their leading running back, but they got this rookie running back who said he's going to be the man. So I'm not sure how much they're going to run the ball, but they're playing Kansas City. They're going to have to put the ball in the air versus Kansas City to even have a chance at winning this game on a Thursday night. Kelsey looks like he's out for Kansas City. I'm not sure how Andy Reid is going to adjust and what he's going to let Pat Mahomes do, but I do know Pat Mahomes' projection has increased since the Kelsey news came out last night. So, saying that to be said, he may even throw it around a little bit more. We'll see. But no matter what, Jared Goff has to put the ball in the air to beat KC. 256.5 seems a little low to me, but hey, this is the first game. You have to be careful with all of your selections. The second player I'm looking at is coming from Miami. We're looking at Tua. His projection is 255.5. I'm sorry, his projection is 292. His line is 255.5. Let's look at Tua a little closer. As you can see in Tua's last 10, he was just strictly on fire. 7 out of 10 games, he went over 255.5 passing yards. I do not see why that will change. He's going to have to put the ball in the air. They really don't have a strong run game. And they got stud receivers who they got to feed the ball to. I like Tua to go over 255.5. Just initially looking at it. Of course, you got to do a little bit more research into this. But the initial look looks like, the over is looking pretty good for Tua. The third player I'm looking at is going to be Kirk Cousins. His line is 261.5, projection of 288.72. Let's look at Cousins a little bit closer. In his last 10, he's went over 60% of the time. So let's look at the team in Minnesota. They lost their top running back. Their backup is good. I'm not saying they're not going to run the ball. I think they're still going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball effectively. But he also has stud receivers that he have to feed. And he's also has a tight end that they just paid a lot of money to that they're going to have to feed the ball to. I think Cousins is going to have a big year in the air this year. 261.5 seems a little low. Tell me what you think. But is, to me, something, the over here looks pretty good. If we look down at the books, Caesar's got him minus 117 to go either way. So does DraftKings, so does BetMGM. So no real indication of how the money's coming in on this prop right now. But I think you really have to look at the over on this, just based on history. Let's look at versus Tampa Bay. They're playing Tampa Bay. See if there's any meetings against Tampa Bay last year. None last year. And if we just look at the whole season, he still went over 56% of the time during the 2022-2023 season. So, again, to me, initially looking at it, you have to look at the over on this one. Just seems a little low. I think the ball is going to be aired out in this game by Kirk to feed some of those thirsty receivers and that thirsty tight end who just got all that money. And we're not too sure about the run game. They do have a young stud there who probably just pick up where Cook left off, but that's still to be seen. So those are a few players I like. Passing yards, week 1, 2023-2024 season. Go ahead and like, subscribe. All those things would be greatly appreciated. See you on the next video.